appreciate everybody joining us today. Thank you so much. We're excited here to talk how JMT can help your nonprofit increase its efficiency and really get you, as we say, jump-started down the road of better efficiency. Certainly in the last few months, as we've all been through this COVID situation together, some of the already existing inefficiencies have become even more glaring to a lot of our clients. And so we want to talk to you today about how we might be able to help you through the rest of 2020 and on into the future. So, Kim, can you just clarify that you do see the screen? I hate to get started on a recorded webinar if it's not even showing.
Yep, I can see you.
Great, thank you very much. So I want to first make sure everyone understands who JMT is. You may have come to us because maybe you got an email, maybe someone told you about us, maybe you saw it on our website. You want to understand a little bit about who are these JMT people that promise that they can increase my nonprofit's efficiency. Well, JMT is a firm that works only with nonprofits, and so your mission is truly our business. We have thousands of happy nonprofit clients and have been in business for, we're in our 30th year as we speak. Some of the highlights of what we do for organizations, we help them implement systems like accounting and budgeting, planning, and other things, which I'll get into in a moment. But we do it through rapid and affordable implementations. We are a small enough firm, an independent business with about 50 employees, that we can provide exceptional and personalized customer service, but we're also large enough to handle any size or scope of implementation that may be required by any of our clients. So we were built to help nonprofits by a team of people, who are dedicated to serving nonprofits. So most of us, including myself, came to JMT after a career working with nonprofits. So our founder, Jacqueline M. Tiso, hence the name, Jackie served as a CFO and a finance person controller for numerous nonprofit organizations in the New York area where she lived at the time. And she was herself a customer of a few technology implementations at that time. And frankly, she has some pretty less than flattering words to say about her experience as a customer. And she founded JMT really in the spirit of thinking, I can do better than that. Nonprofits deserve better than that. Nonprofits deserve to leverage all the technology that's available to the commercial world, and I think I can do better than that. So in January of 1991, she founded JMT, and as I say, we're in our 30th year working only with nonprofit organizations. You can see that she started a business up in the New York area, and as you can see by the green dots, that roughly approximates where we have clients now. We can only fit the United States continental here on this map. I wish I could show you the whole world because we actually have a few clients spread throughout countries all across the United States, and even now have an office in Melbourne, Australia. I can tell you how great we are all day long, but let our clients speak for themselves. This is a list of some of the happy JMT clients that are out there. Here's some more. I know these are obviously names that you can recognize. You can see that the nonprofit industry, of course, represents all kinds of different causes and missions across the spectrum of different things that people do to help their fellow human beings out. So this is a list of some of the very happy clients that we have at JMT, but here's a quote from one of them right here, Anthony, who's a great guy. I've met him many times at some of JMT's conferences that we have, and he sums it up here by just saying that basically how we understand the unique needs of a nonprofit and focusing on that is what makes us a good consulting group at JMT and why he likes working with us. We really appreciate that great quote from Anthony, and most importantly, though, it just really makes us happy to think that Anthony represents, as I said, thousands of other nonprofit organizations who are benefiting from working with JMT. So we are an independent consulting firm. We're going to talk to you today about some cutting-edge technology, some software applications that you've no doubt already heard of. But where does JMT fit in? Well, we're an independent consulting firm. We are not a software publisher, and here's why we believe that should be very important to you. As an independent firm, our commitment is to you, not to any software that we've published. We're able to basically shop the marketplace and determine what the best solutions are for nonprofits. Over the years, in our almost 30 years in business, think back on the 30 years, how much technology has changed. Imagine the days of floppy disks being how you implement or install software to today's cloud technology that just appears in your browser. We've been here through all of that, and we've watched as some software has been really good and then maybe failed to invest and fell off and wasn't good anymore, and we've terminated relationships with some of them. We're always watching the marketplace, and we only work with what we believe are the best tools to help nonprofit organizations. So we assemble what we consider to be a perfect for you solution because we have access to an ecosystem of best-in-class partners. We are not just focused on the solution like one software publisher would be. If you call a software publisher, I guarantee you they're going to tell you their solution is the only solution. But at JMT, we're able to look at curate all of these solutions and look at the entire ecosystem that's out there. So how we support nonprofits, you can see here this pie graph. We do all kinds of things. Today, I'm going to talk about one little piece of this pie, which is the nonprofit accounting and financial reporting aspect of it. But there are many other things here, from HR and AP automation and budgeting and planning and even CRM and even close management, which is becoming something that more and more organizations are looking at these days. These are some of the ways that JMT, or all of the ways that JMT helps nonprofits. As I said, we're going to focus on one little piece of that pie here in just a moment. So these are some of the solutions that we have that fit along that pie. So today I'm going to talk to you about Sage Intacct, but obviously JMT works with many other tools as well. So if any of these other needs are things that affect you or are relevant to what you're looking at or thinking about right now as a nonprofit organization, we'd love to speak to you about those as well, but today we'll focus on how we can help you with Sage Intacct. So it's all about the process at JMT and understanding what your needs are so that we can truly onboard you. You can't just load up software and get the most out of it. You really got to have the right process to onboard. And so as John, our client from Cancer Care in the New York area, said, he really believed that that was the crowning achievement, the process that we took him through, and that he says he can't imagine doing without JMT. And so it really moves our hearts to see that we've helped an organization like Cancer Care, of course, who's helping one of the most vulnerable populations that there is. And then with this health scare that we've all been under, imagine how scared the Cancer Care clients are these days. And JMT is able to help Cancer Care help those people. So I want to move on now and get into the technology itself. I think it's fair to say, and we had a little bit of debate here, should we come right out and say this statement? And I thought, yes, we should, because there really is no excuse in 2020 for not having the most modern, comprehensive, technologically advanced systems. Working with outdated technology, as we have all seen with COVID, can be devastating. We literally know nonprofit organizations who had to go work from home and their accounting software was back in an on-premise situation and they couldn't get to it. They couldn't even log in through a VPN connection. So I think everybody who was in that situation knows now they have got to have more modern technology, and that's just remote access as one little piece of what we consider to be modern technology. So Kim, I believe this is a good time for our poll question. We want to make this an interactive session today. I think our first, well, I'll let you explain it, Kim.
Okay, we have a poll question for you that we're going to launch about what kind of accounting software you're currently using. We have on-premise, hosted, or true cloud as the options. And we would love for you guys to vote on what type of solution you have. Looks like we have 2 votes in so far. Oh, 3 votes, 1 for each.
Give it a few more minutes to come in, but I recognize that some of the categories might be confusing when we say true cloud versus hosted. We could get into a long discussion about that at some future point, but it's kind of fun to look and see what organizations are dealing with. So, as I said,
go ahead and share these results then.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and publish that now, and then thank you.
Can you see it?
Yep, looks
Great.
good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Moving back into what I was saying about the technology, this is where Sage Intacct comes in. I hope this jumps right off the page at you. Is just, wow, that's modern, impressive looking technology. But more importantly, I want to point out that Sage Intacct is the first and only solution that is endorsed by and as the AICPA as a preferred financial management solution. And you could see right off the bat, I mean, we've been working with accounting software for nonprofits for many, many years, and some of you may still have a software where basically the only data you can see are black and white rows and columns of data. And you can see right here that you've got flashy dashboards that are able to show you different things, whether it's a presentation of your data in a bar graph or a pie graph, or even this traditional looking reports. This is all front and center on a dashboard, showing you other metrics, including things like meals served, cost per meal, in the case of something like a food bank. So this modern technology can be available to all nonprofit organizations, and this is what we want to help them get to at JMT Consulting. One of the big things that we like about this is that it's taking the concepts of accounting to the next level. Technology is enabling that. You know, traditionally, if you think about it, really, accounting software just sort of came out and replicated what we were doing on paper before that. And for many, many years, accounting software was just basically a computerized version of the paper that we were doing before, the ledgers. But it's evolved. And now with modern technology, you're able to do more than just showing your debits and credits. Pardon me, I'm so sorry, I forgot to mute my other phone. You're able to do far more than just debits and credits, dollars and cents. And so this is an example right from the Sage Intacct system of how you can use key performance indicators or statistical accounts to track metrics that are really important. This one right here, revenue per clinician, is an actual from one of our actual clients who said that for them, they get a number from their board every year. We need to grow our revenue by X dollars. They know how much revenue each clinician is essentially responsible for. And so when they look at these two numbers here, it really informs their decision about how many clinicians they need to hire. This is the kind of strategic thinking that modern technology makes available to you, and a tool like Sage Intacct can do that for you. The other thing that's so important to organizations is to get the real visibility to your detail and the ability to drill down. This is an actual screenshot again from a report here on the back. If you click into the $3,000 item here, you go back to a general ledger detail report showing the actual transaction and the coding that made up that $3,000. So the ability to get that visibility, again, is enabled by this modern technology that Sage Intacct provides. And so this is the kind of thing that more and more organizations are yearning for these days if they're still on that legacy kind of system where instead of being able to drill down to your detail, you might be having to run 25 different reports and parse together a bunch of spreadsheets. With modern technology, you don't have to worry about that, and you can spend your time being strategic. So this is a great tool, and I can tell you how great it is all day long, but the most important thing is you ask the customers. There's a source called G2 Crowd, which it's actual verified customers out there ranking customer satisfaction among other things, and Sage Intacct just year after year wins the highest customer satisfaction award among nonprofit users. This is an actual grid from their website where it spells it out, and if you look at the axis on the bottom, satisfaction, the furthest one to the right and therefore the highest ranking one is Sage Intacct. So every year Sage Intacct wins over and over again that customer satisfaction, and JMT is very proud to have made the choice to partner with Sage Intacct. Long before these G2 Crowd grids came out, JMT saw and vetted this product and saw that we believed it would be a very strong fit for nonprofits. And sure enough, as more and more data comes in, that just verifies what we already saw at JMT. So as I said, we are small enough to provide exceptional and personalized customer service to you, but we're large enough to handle any size or scope of your implementation. And by partnering with a multi-billion-dollar software company like Sage that publishes Intacct, you've got the best of both worlds. You've got that small business JMT with 50 employees, but you've also got the big software company that publishes the actual technology. So what it really comes down to, though, is that technology means nothing if you don't assemble it and put it together right. So our process at JMT is designed to make this very easy for you. And you have to take yourself through these steps, or we have to help you go through these steps, I should say. And it all starts with the very first one, which is understanding your business and your processes, evaluating, moving on into a phase one, and getting you live. So from there, you look at other things, whether it be reviewing selection and then of other phases and then implementing those. But what JMT does is we do a highly focused scope, and that enables us to do immediate results. We're not trying to say we're going to get every possible phase done here in 7 days or something like that. What JMT is saying is we're going to focus in to get you immediate results on the first step, and then we'll move to the next one. One of my favorite fun expressions is, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And so what JMT does is we focus in on that one bite at a time, and with a highly focused scope that enables those immediate results. So we basically combine those short-term successes with the long-term planning. And with our comprehensive award-winning client services, we are able to get you live in that phase one and then continuing forward with other pieces of that you may want to implement. So how we do that, the highlights are, first off, we work with a flat fixed fee. We don't do this hourly billing, time and materials stuff where you get endless change orders and invoices for more and more things. JMT says, here's a firm fixed fee. Here's how much it will cost for us to do these things. If you think that's a fair price and you want to move forward with us, you never have to go back to your board for more money. You'll get a dedicated project manager who works with you and uses a Smartsheet project plan for full transparency into every step of the process. You also get a project designer who will design your system, and then an array of comprehensive training options, online or remote. We can also do on-site comprehensive training for those who want to take that route. And obviously in the era of COVID, we're able to work fully remotely, as the on-site option is just not realistic for most until things change with the COVID pandemic. And then we'll, of course, provide you with integration assistance along the way, because as I mentioned before, a best-in-class solution like Intacct means that you may have many other tools, whether you have your own CRM or something else that you want to connect to your accounting system, and so that integration assistance is also a part of what we offer. So our plan that we call JumpStart gives you options. And if you look to the left, you see the fast option, what we call Express. This is for an organization that just needs a new solution and they need it fast. In the COVID situation, we have seen so many clients that were desperate. We saw, as I mentioned, real life organizations that are stuck working at home and they can't even dial in to their on-premise accounting system. And those people really had a need for a quick express sort of a fix to that problem. We limit the functionality as much as we can to keep so that we can move as fast as possible there. And obviously the idea is limit that functionality for now. Once you're up and running and live and at least able to cut checks and manage your cash, then we'll talk about doing other phases. Some organizations are saying, well, I don't need to go quite that fast. I don't need to go 7 days, but I would love to be live in 45 days. And this is where our Plus plan comes in. It's really perfect for those nonprofits who are looking for pretty immediate solution, but have a little bit more flexibility in terms of the timeline and the initial requirements. And then the next two are much more in line with what JMT has seen over the years, in previous years that we've been doing this, is you have your choice implementation, which typically takes 4 months or so. The organization has really non-negotiable needs. They're not going to be wanting to work with like a templatized approach. They really need to have a personalized setup, and we can address that with some limited customization. And then finally, there's the more comprehensive. Some organizations, to use an analogy from home building, they want to build a dream house and have an architect and build it from the foundation up. And that's okay too. We can work with you. There might be all kinds of customization and end-to-end things, whether it be third-party integrations and coming out and giving you on-site support and much, much more. So JMT has a full array of different service plans and service options for you depending on your unique situation. Just think of it like this. If you look at this axis, the timing would be kind of the one from left to right, the horizontal axis. And if you're on Express, you're over here to the left, and there's just not going to be as much customization. You're going to have a more basic templatized approach and basic functionality. And obviously, as you move up across, as long as you're willing, if you need to go fully customized, then we need to have more time for you and so forth. So we will work with you to evaluate the importance of timing and the importance of customization to your organization. And as it comes back to the quote earlier from Anthony, it's personalized and it's about understanding your situation. And that's what informs our decisions about which of these plans we would recommend for you. So let's go through an example here of a Sage Intacct JumpStart Express implementation for a basic 3-user core Sage Intacct system with the basic, what we call the old GLAPR, G-L-A-P-A-R, and just some dashboards and financial reports and 10 view-only employee users. With a 7-day rapid implementation, you're going to use a templated, pre-formatted nonprofit chart of accounts and a subscription to JMT's extended value plan that gives you unlimited remote training and things like that. You get that all for a 3-year bundle for about $975 a month. So we can get you going. We can get you going quickly. We can get you going for very little cash out of pocket at the front. So this is a great opportunity for some organizations, as we say, who need to be into an Express situation. And obviously it goes up from there depending, if we go back to the slide I just showed with the axis. If you want to go fully customized, then those numbers are going to change and everything else. Some organizations we talk to have 20 users and want to take 9 or 10 months to really take a slow process. That's fine too. We work with you. But this is an example of how we can help jumpstart those organizations that want to go with the Express implementation. So back to what this really means to you. What is JMT's unique value? It's really being your partner for the long term. Sure, we can get you live in 7 days, but we're not going to leave you after that. JMT is going to be here for the long haul to help you. Jackie, our founder, who founded this business 30 years ago, still meets clients. Back in the days when Jackie was the person who was doing all the sales and all the implementations, she still has clients that come up to her and give her a hug because she implemented their accounting system 20-something years ago. And that's what we're here for. We're here to be your partner for the long term. And so after you're live, these are the kinds of things that JMT will do for you. You're going to have a dedicated account manager who you will get to know very well, who will be here to help you with anything that comes up. We have a training library of all kinds of resources for you to help you get further training. We have a support system with state-of-the-art technology that helps us track any calls that come in. We have ongoing opportunities for you to learn not just about the software that we've helped you with, but other things too. Just financial management for nonprofits, for example. We have CPE credits that we give at our conference, I should say, for those of you who are even CPAs. And then we have our annual conference, as I said, which has its own training associated with it. So again, JMT is really here for the long haul to help you long after the initial implementation. And I think it really is best summed up by our friend Sarah, the VP of Finance and Operations at Children's Tumor, who said that JMT truly became a part of the mission, and that some of us even came to an event of hers, and that's absolutely true. We had a contingent of several of our New York employees that went to a Children's Tumor event as a fundraiser. So JMT is definitely here. We want to be part of your family at your organization and help you for the long haul as well. So what you ultimately get from us, you get a super fast implementation for very affordable pricing. You're going to get state-of-the-art technology, and you get to work with the largest independent nonprofit consulting firm in the country. And most importantly, you get comprehensive support that guarantees your success for the long haul. So what is the next step? How do you get to jump on that and get jump started? The first thing we want to do with all of you is have a quick assessment. It's very quick. It's 30 minutes. Just participate in that assessment with us, and from there, we'll be able to give you a summary of findings, which is a document outlining what we discovered and a path forward that we recommend for you. In some cases, that path forward might be this JumpStart Express. In some cases, it might be one of the other plans. But that's the next step for us, and it's no commitment other than 30 minutes of your time, and we can get those started with you right away. So to be able to reach JMT, it's very easy. We're going to reach out to all of you who are on this webcast today and ask you for, when you would like to schedule your quick assessment. If you haven't heard from us first and you really want to talk to us right away, just go to jmtconsulting.com right now and you can find all our contact information. So we are approaching here the bottom of the hour and the end of this presentation today, but I want to make sure that there is an opportunity for questions. This webcast, I believe, is only, the interaction is via chat or Q&A, so I'll give it a moment if anyone has any kind of question that they want to ask. I'm happy to answer.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Andy. So if you would like to submit a question for Andy, there's a Q&A button at the bottom of your control panel, and there's also the chat feature if you'd like to do it that way, and we'll get to your questions.
Well, it doesn't look like any are coming in, but that's okay. When we talk to you, if any of your questions occur to you after this meeting, don't hesitate to ask us, and we will make sure we get those answered for you when we follow up with you. I really appreciate everyone's time today. We're very excited about how we can help more nonprofits leverage this great technology that's out there. This has been a trying year so far, and we're only halfway through, not even halfway through. But JMT is very optimistic that we can take advantage of what we've learned through this COVID crisis to help more and more nonprofits get to the right technology and ultimately be more effective at their mission. So thank you. We really appreciate your time today and look forward to speaking with all of you in the future.
Yep, thank you. If you would like to see the Intacct system in more depth, we would love for you to join us on June 23rd for a deep dive into the system, which will be led by JMT's resident Intacct expert, Mark Brazier. So we'll send you a link to register for that in the follow-up email along with the recording and the slides. And this will conclude our webinar, and I hope you all have a great day.
Thank you.